How's it going, folks? So today I'm checking out the new song by the band Spiritcraft. The name of the song is Burning Road. And without any further ado, let me just jump right in on this bad boy and give it a listen. So here we go. Apparently this is from their second album on its way. So Rangers, go. You know, it's a valiant effort. There was elements of this song that were quite endearing, and I mean the solo work, the guitar work was really really well done. But the song structure, the songwriting itself, it just felt super duper familiar. I feel like I've heard this song many times before. It just, and again, I always say this: you don't have to necessarily break the mold, reinvent a genre, or anything like that. But what you're doing, whether it's confined within a style or a genre or not, bring something that stands out, bring something that pops and catches the listener's attention. But this song, it just is very very middle of the road. It just doesn't pop. And it's well done for this style, this kind of classic heavy metal, power metal kind of style, but it really just doesn't pop. And aside from the solo work in here, the melody and the structure, it's just super super familiar. I feel like I've heard this song many times before. I really don't know how else to say that. The musicianship, it's all solid, and the vocals, they suit the sound. I would have liked a little bit more diversity from the vocals. Maybe instead of, there's times where he kind of raises the notes a little bit, but it would have been nice to get a little bit of in there, as opposed to just kind of raising the normal voice. Get some really high notes in there to really bring it home, because and you don't always have to do that, but this song, I feel like it calls for that. It calls for some more dynamic vocals in there, because everything is very middle of the road. So if we got some more dynamic vocals in there, really kind of just you know helping to make it pop again, if you will, it would have helped. But the vocals, the vocal melody kind of stays middle of the road as well. And again, he's got a good voice for this sound, but I would have liked for him to really push it a little bit more. And musically, aside from the solos, I would have liked a little bit more as well. Because again, at the end of the day, it's somewhat run of the mill, heavy, classic heavy metal, power metal song that just really doesn't rise above the occasion. It just sits in the standard fare category. And listening to this song while listening to a playlist of songs similar to it in the same style or genre, this song would easily get lost in the shuffle. And so that's why I say, adding a little bit more character or personality to it would really, really help, because as it stands, it's solid. I mean, it does the style well, but it does not grab the listener. It really doesn't. So even if you're a fan of this genre, this style, I feel like it would come on. If you're listening to a playlist and this song pops up, you'd be like, banging your head a little bit, just like, yeah, it does a good job. But when it ends, you wouldn't go back and like favorite it or add it to a playlist. You would kind of just move on. It's not the sort of song where, again, if you're listening to a playlist of similar songs, where you're like, oh man, I'm going to skip this. I don't, it's not a skippable song, but it's not a favoritable song, or a song that you would go back and like and say, this has to be part of my personal playlist. This is something I want to hear again and again. It really just gets lost in the shuffle. So they have a solid foundation. They know what they want to do, and they can deliver on that sound. But in order to stand out or to really become noticeable, because there's a lot of bands doing this sound these days. They need to add a little bit more personality or characteristics to the song to say, hey, this is Spiritcraft, this is who we are, this is why you need to listen to us instead of these other folks. And that's just not present here. It's as simple as that. You know, like I said, I liked it enough, but it's not something that I would go back to. And in this day and age where everything is so oversaturated, you know, all the styles, all the music, there's so much out there. You really, really need to put your personal stamp on your music to stand out. And in this one here, it just doesn't. It just doesn't. But again, that's not to demean the quality of the song. It's solid, but it doesn't go beyond that. You know, very, very middle of the road. And yeah, that's really what I have to say about it. So yeah, the musicianship is good. The vocals, they suit the sound, but I would really like him to push, to really push himself and to not just suit the song, but to command the song. You know, that's important. You know, especially if the structure is familiar, you need something else to really, really command the song and take it to another level. So if the song structure and sound is somewhat familiar, it's done well, but it's familiar, the vocals need to really bring it. And neither the music nor the vocals really kind of brings it to the next level. It's just, again, I'm repeating myself, but it's middle of the road, done well, but it just doesn't rise beyond that. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this here. It's a band that I think folks should keep their eye on, follow them, see their evolution, see their growth, but also it's hard to recommend because there's a lot more out there in this style that kind of gives that extra touch that makes it more memorable. So I don't know. That's what I got to say about that. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of the song. Did you dig it? Did you love it? Let me know, because if you did, awesome, awesome. I'm super glad. If you feel the way I did, let me know. And if you thought less than what I did, let me know, because, you know, all opinions are welcome. But that's Spiritcraft. You take it or leave it. Let me know if you've been listening to this band, what have you. Let's talk about this group and this song in the comments down below. And I'll catch y'all next time. Ranger, out.